Hey, this is Steph, and welcome to Gen X in the Wild. So, today is my first real official video, and I'm going to be discussing a missing persons case from 1979. Yes, a really long time ago, and it's still a cold case. This woman is still missing. Her son deserves answers. So, if you're interested, please follow along.
Donella Jean Jeanie Coultas.
Some 25 years ago, I was actually doing research in my local school library for just different family members that had already passed away and trying to build up my family tree when I came across the name of a missing woman, Donella Jean Jeanie Schuman Coultas. Immediately, I was drawn to this name, very uh, familial name to my family, and I wanted to find out more naturally. So I did some research, and honestly, even 25 plus years later, there's not a whole lot of new information on this person. With time, I've kind of collected it all in one place. I've been able to go on Ancestry, paid for some services so that I could find a little bit more information about her than is already out there. And I kind of wanted to put it together in one place for you. So, Jeanie was 23 years old when she married her first husband, Philip Basie, and they were married for about 8 months before they got divorced. They did not have children together. A couple of years after this, Jeanie remarried her second husband, Leonard W. Coultas, and he was older than her by 10 years. In the summer of 1977, and this was something I thought was pretty cool, I found this during my research on Ancestry. Jeanie won first place at the LA County State Fair for a child's knit afghan. This was not quite 1 year after marrying Leonard, with whom she would shortly give a son. 16 days after Jeanie's son turned 2, she disappeared. According to one of her friends, Jeanie told them that she was tired of fighting and was going to leave her husband. However, when she disappeared, she was said to have left behind not only her purse, but her wedding ring. Granted, probably most women would leave behind their wedding ring if their intent was to leave their husband, but she left behind her purse and she left behind her son. Most people would agree she wouldn't have left her son, and her credit cards were never used after this point, according to police. This is an article from the year 2017. That's actually the last time it was updated. It was first posted in the year 2012 by Ruby Gonzalez of the San Gabriel Valley Tribute. It's entitled 1979 Disappearance of South Pasadena Woman Remains a Mystery. Called Jeanie by family members, Coultas grew up in Baldwin Park and was the oldest child of Ralph and Nancy Schuman. When Coultas vanished December 18th, 1979, she left behind her 2-year-old son, a husband, and a family seeking answers and justice. Sheriff's detective investigators suspect that she has been deceased ever since. Although the case is long gone cold, homicide investigators will take another look at the file, officials said on Monday. The case speaks for itself. LA County Sheriff's Sergeant Tim Miley said, "Young mother, marital problems, disappears with no reason, no resources to support herself." Just prior to her disappearance, Miley said that Jeanie told a friend she was tired of fighting and was going to leave her husband. But when she vanished, she couldn't take her son with her, her purse, or her wedding ring. Miley had said that a credit card in her possession was never used, and she abandoned her son Matthew, which everyone agreed she would not have done. Jeanie's husband Leonard declined to comment for the story. In the year 2000, he said that a fight had occurred between him and his wife, just like with any other normal married couple. But when it escalated, he said that she picked up a rock and hit him, and he ended up with a cut lip, that she ran out and she threw her ring. The argument apparently stemmed from this hunting trip. He said he left on the trip 2 days before his wife disappeared without asking for her permission or approval. He reported her missing to South Pasadena police the morning of December 19th. At this time, she is reported to have been wearing a light blue sweater set, blue capri pants, and white tennis shoes. Coultas said that he did not know why his wife would leave and not come back. He said, "I went through 4 to 5 years of terrible grief. The whole thing to me is a lot of bad memories, and I've tried everything I can to find the woman." According to relatives, Jeanie was working as an executive secretary when she met Leonard. It was her second marriage, and the couple lived in Alhambra for several months before moving to South Pasadena. South Pass police treated the case as a missing persons case for nearly 2 years, and then in 1981 it was transferred to sheriff's homicide, but by that point the trail had gone cold. For years, Nancy Schuman, Jeanie's mother, would call detectives, making inquiries through the Department of Motor Vehicles, sending flyers to various police departments, and she would contact her daughter's former employees and friends. Schuman died in June 2012, not knowing what happened to her daughter. She was hoping to hold on, Ralph said, Jeanie's father. So, that, in a nutshell, is the story. And as far as I am aware, Leonard is still alive, and so is Jeanie's son. On the forum Web Sleuths, if you go there and look up Donella Jean Jeanie Schuman Coultas, you will find some interesting information. You will see pictures of Jeanie, and you will come across a post that talks about a website where they have photos of unclaimed deceased individuals. One of them was found really not that far from the location of where Jeanie disappeared. There is a picture of her, well, of a woman in the mortuary, and then someone compared it to different pieces of Jeanie's face from known photographs of her. And there are some similarities. One of the things that I will tell you is that having done a little bit of research on Ancestry.com and being able to see photos of Jeanie's mother from when she was in high school, the deceased woman, in my opinion, looks a lot like Jeanie's mom and not Jeanie, which sounds weird, but follow me. So, when you have someone, your parents, when they're younger, you might look more like them at a certain point in time. There are things about Jeanie's photos that look similar to this deceased woman, and some things that do not. However, the way her mom was around the same age from photos they have does kind of really look similar. To my knowledge, the DNA has not yet come through to say that whether or not that these two individuals match. However, I thought it was interesting. The other thing that's interesting is on July 19th, 2024, there was a new user to the Web Sleuths forum, and she posted the following, or they posted the following. This is my aunt. Both my grandparents are passed on now. My grandma never had hope to find her. The only issue is her husband, who had mob ties. Let's just say he had a dirty truck, a broken vase, and fingernail scratches the night of her disappearance. The next day, he had all new flooring, and the evidence before he went to trial magically disappeared from the LA Sheriff's Office. He was found not guilty. He is still alive, I believe. My mom got a call the night of her disappearance. She told my mom that she found out something about Leonard. She needed to drop off her son, which she did, and my mom never saw her again. She goes on to say, I found out about his mob ties. So either he killed her because she was freaking out, or another theory my family has always had, that she went into the witness protection program because he was a higher ranking mobster. Now again, we cannot verify who this person is. We don't know. But it is interesting, and it's one of the more recent posts on the Web Sleuths forum if you go and check it out. So Jeanie is listed on the Charlie Project website, the Doe Network. She's in NamUs. If you have any information whatsoever on Jeanie, you can contact the LA County Sheriff's Department Homicide Bureau Missing Persons Unit. The most recent information I have is that the agent contact person is Detective Diane Harris. There is an agency case number. I would suggest if you have any information on Jeanie, please contact them. Now, I said at the beginning of this that I felt a familial connection to Jeanie. I just want to make sure that you know I do not know Jeanie, never met her. I would have been very young when she went missing. Did not know Leonard. I do not know anyone in their immediate family. My connection's a little bit more detached from that. But this is a woman who has been in my thoughts for over 25 years now. And it's really sad to see that she still does not have, there's still no closure on this case. Her family still does not know what happened to her. And I would love for her son to know what happened to his mom. I think that's super important. So thank you for listening to this. I'm going to try to put all the information I can in the comments. Please like and subscribe. And thank you for your time. Stay wild.